Good morning and welcome to today's vlog. It has been a minute since I vlogged. Today we have a lot going on. I have a lot to do today. My husband is needing to go to his work's office, which is like an hour and a half south of where we are, so he's going to be borrowing the car tomorrow. So that means like today I need to get everything done that I need to get done outside of the house. Right now we're just having breakfast, but today is Monday, which means that Ellie has dance class, so I'm going to take her to dance class today. But before we go to dance class, I'm going to hit up Joann's and get some fabric, because I've decided that I'm going to make Ellie's Halloween costume. It is so late. It's practically the 16th, so it's literally like halfway, or like less than halfway to Halloween, and still don't have her costume, and most likely I'm gonna need to make it like soon, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna try and hit up like some Halloween events that are not on the actual day of Halloween. I want to try and see if I can get her costume done tomorrow. I'm gonna be pretty ambitious about it and like get it done in one day. But she's gonna be Kiki, which she's been Kiki before. However, she is going to be Kiki before she leaves for Corrico. So that means she's gonna be wearing like the green dress with the pink apron. She already has her red bow, and I'm just gonna put whatever shoes on her. Or no, I actually bought her red Mary Jane's, so she'll wear those along with some socks, and I think it'll be cute. And then I'm gonna be grown-up Kiki, or not, yeah, I guess I'll be grown-up Kiki, but I'm gonna wear my Kiki shirt that my friend got me, and then I just need to make like a little black slip to go underneath it because it's a little bit short. But I've been seeing a lot of people like wear the whole like big t-shirt with a half slip underneath, and then it looks really cute. So I'm gonna try and make myself like a little black slip with like a lace hem. And then I bought my husband a red and white striped t-shirt off of Amazon, so he's gonna be Tombo, grown-up Tombo with a beard. And I also want to go to Goodwill today to see if I can find him a yellow sweatshirt, because it is getting chillier now, so he will need the sweatshirt to tie around like his shoulders. So I'm gonna see if I can find one today at Goodwill. While Ellie's at dance class, I want to check out this bookstore that's, I think like it's like 10 minutes away from there. I've been trying to find some like more independent bookstores that are in my area. It's tough because there's a lot of like used bookstores. For what I'm looking for, I'm really wanting to pre-order the next book in the Emily Wilde series, which is Emily Wilde and Map of the Otherlands, I think it is. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. But I want to pre-order it because it comes out in January of next year, like in a couple of months. So I'd like to pre-order it if I can. So I'm going to check this bookstore out and see if it's the kind of bookstore that would allow me to pre-order it, because that would, I'd feel more comfortable getting it from there. After that, we'll go to Goodwill. Joann's, dance class, bookstore, Goodwill. I also need to stop by the library today because I finished my 2 books that I have, so I'm gonna drop them off and return them. I added a couple more books to my library bookmarks. However, I don't know if they're like available just yet. I added Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Cher Lee. I'm number 1 in waiting, so hopefully I can get it soon. Like, hopefully it is available today so that I can pick it up today as opposed to waiting for tomorrow. I also put on hold Arsenic and Adobo, which is by Mia Manansala, which is a Filipino-American author. It's a series it's the first book in the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery series. So I'm really excited because there's already 4 books in this series. I think they only have 2 of the books in this series at the library, so I'm probably gonna have to like figure out how to borrow the other ones. But my sister texted me a couple days ago and said that she got her library card, so we were trying to decide what book to read together, but she wanted to specifically read a book by a Filipino author because it's Filipino American History Month. And so I told her the books that like I had saved. I have one book called Trick Mirror, and that's also by a Filipino author. I forget what her name is, but I'll put it up on the screen. And she said that they had it at her library, so that's the one that we're going to read together. So I'll probably start that today as well. It's very, very early. I probably need to eat something because we're going to leave in about maybe like a half hour or so. It feels really nice out here, actually. I think it's like less than 50 degrees right now, which is cold for me. That's like super cold for me. I'm not used to this kind of weather, but because I'm having my tea, it's warming me up really nicely. Anyways, so that's what today's vlog is going to be. You're just going to be running around with me all over town trying to get stuff done before I'm going to be stranded on Tuesday. And then tomorrow we'll come back and it'll probably be a sewing vlog because that's my big plan for tomorrow, is just a lot of sewing. Today's fit. I'm just wearing this knit romper from Free People that I got like, I want to say like 2 years ago. It's nice and comfy. I'm also just wearing some boot socks. I'm not wearing boots today. I'm going to wear my Birkenstocks, but they're just like nice marled socks. I need to put some lotion on. My skin, I just put my rings on too. My skin is already starting to get really dry because of the weather, so this is what I'm doing to combat it. I have this Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Body Oil Mist. It's supposed to be a dry oil that's meant to like not be super oily, but it's still pretty oily, I will say. It doesn't absorb into the skin as quick as I'd like it to. It still has like a very slick kind of feeling to it, like right afterwards, but In order for me to have nice moisturized skin, this is the combination that I've been doing. After I put on the oil, I put on the Tropic Glow Firming Whipped Shea Body Butter. This is just from Target. I think I'm ready to go now. Put my rings back on. It is 9:18, so the store's already open. We can definitely head out already. So let's go. Dropped Ellie off at her dance class, I stopped by the Book Garden, which is in Bountiful. It's a used bookstore. However, I think they occasionally get in new books, but since they're more of like a used bookstore, the lady at the front desk was saying that, like, you know, they don't normally pre-order books, only on like books that are like really popular. It's not popular enough to pre-order at like a small store, so I'm probably going to have to pre-order it just through like Target or Barnes and Noble. Yeah, and after I looked around that bookstore for a while, I did see some books that were intriguing, but I was just like, I don't really need to get new books right now. But they had pretty good prices. The two books that I looked at, one was like $2 and the other one was like around $5. They had a bunch of like graphic novels too. I saw that they had Heartstopper there, which everyone has been saying is so good. I have not seen the show, but I kind of want to like read the book or read the graphic novels before I like see the show. But everyone talks about like the show being really good too. Like both of them together are just like really well adapted basically. After that, I picked up Ellie and we went to Goodwill. The reason I went to Goodwill was because I was looking for a pale yellow sweatshirt for my husband for his Tombo costume. I'll put a photo here so you can see what Tombo looks like. He doesn't absolutely need to have the sweatshirt, but I think without it, he just kind of looks like it's Where's Waldo. I feel like I might just order it off of Amazon, but it's so expensive for just like a sweatshirt that I don't think my husband is gonna wear again. So I don't know, maybe I'll just get it in like my size, because I wear yellow, my husband doesn't wear yellow, so I feel like it needs to be justified. I mean, he doesn't wear the sweatshirt on, he like drapes it and like ties it over his shoulders, so maybe that's what I need to do to look for it. Again, it'll be something that like I will mostly be wearing. But anyways, I was in the sweater section and I saw these two sweaters that looked pretty cute. This one is from the LC Lauren Conrad collection. I'm pretty sure they sell this at Kohl's. It looks very similar to what I'm wearing, like the color scheme. It's kind of like a yellow and a lavender color or a lilac color. It's coming off a little bit more orange in the lighting. Well, I guess there's hints of orange. This was $7. Not too bad. I feel like I've seen like better prices for sweaters before, but it's in really good condition and it's very, very soft. Ooh, there's one snag here, I would say, actually. Going through, pretty sure that's not supposed to happen, but it's fine. I feel like I could probably figure out how to like stitch it back up. It's fine. And then the next sweater that I found is actually from Hollister, which is so funny because I used to work there when I was like straight out of high school. And it's this mock wrap sweater. Really cute. Again, in pretty good condition. And obviously I really like the neckline. And I like that it's already like, it's like sewn into the seam, so I don't have to worry about like tying anything up. And this was also $6.99. Pretty good deal. So added 2 new sweaters to my fall wardrobe, which is great. I'm still looking for skirts. It's really hard to find skirts, I think, especially in my area, because this is such a, Utah in general is such a big Mormon community. And so everything at the stores is like all the skirts are all long. Like there's no mini skirts. So I feel like I'm gonna have to find a couple mini skirts that I want on Poshmark. There's like a couple of Pinterest photos that I've seen, like Pinterest outfits that I've seen of people wearing like the really big sweater and then just like a very simple A-line mini skirt and then socks with their loafers or with their ballet flats, and I think it's such a cute fall look and I really want to recreate it, and the only thing that I'm missing is the mini skirt. I do have 2 mini skirts, however they're both pleated, and the one black skirt that I have, it's a knit, so the texture, it's kind of hard to pair with sometimes, because especially with sweaters, because I feel like I'm just wearing like knit on knit and then they don't match and they don't really like mesh well. So I'm trying to find something that's like more of like a woven A-line simple black mini skirt, but it's actually really hard to find. So I was going to return these books while I was out. There's no rush. I don't have to return these until the 18th. So technically I have 2 more days. So I figured I might as well come on here and give you guys my reviews of both of these books. So the first out of the 2 that I read is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is by Heather Fawcett. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. I'll say right off the bat, I gave both of these 5 stars. I'm someone who really enjoys witchy romances. I enjoy fantasy, and I feel like this is like a light fantasy, you know what I mean? Because you're still in the modern world, however, it dives into like folklore of fairies. So the chapters are written as like diary entries, or like journal entries. She's a Cambridge professor who is working on a book, an encyclopedia of fairies, and for this book, she goes to different towns that have history with fairy encounters. She goes there in hopes to encounter any fairies of any type and to also like get the stories from like the locals of like things that have happened to them. I would say if you like folklore or like light fantasy, I don't know how else to like describe it other than light fantasy. I think you'll really enjoy this. There's a little bit of romance, but it's definitely slow burn. I mean, like they do not even kiss in the end. So I'm really hoping that in the second book, the storyline with them like continues and it like goes somewhere, because you can tell that like he really, really likes her. Early on in her journal entries, she's like saying like, oh, like God, I hate this guy. But really, she doesn't. She actually appreciates him very much and enjoys his company. But again, the book doesn't revolve around their romance. It revolves around her visiting this town that has had fairy encounters and actually has had like abductions. So there's like a little bit of darkness. Not a ton, but there's just like a little bit of darkness that's in here. Yeah, it's like the perfect balance. I'm very excited to read the next book. I would 100% purchase this book to have in my library and in my personal library and read it again. This one, The Witch is Back, is by Sophie H. Morgan. I was not expecting to like this as much as I did. I had lower expectations for it for some reason. If you are someone who doesn't like a lot of tropes, I feel like maybe you won't like this, but for some reason I think it really works. There's marriage of convenience. Technically they're friends to lovers because they grew up together. It's second chance romance. It's a cozy witchy novel. It's a little bit spicy. Not too much. They like reverse Disney-fied the main character. Instead of her mom being dead, her dad is dead. I'm trying to think of like other tropes. I want to say enemies to lovers, but not really. It's kind of more, I guess you could say it leans more towards like second chance romance, but obviously at the second time around, there's trust issues, so they're kind of like hating each other a little bit. But yeah, it's very, very cute. I mean, like literally was like giggling at certain times reading it. In this book, Emma is a witch who grew up in New Orleans. However, she now lives in Chicago after this huge breakup that she had, or like engagement break off, I guess we should say. And now her ex-fiance is back in town, or her ex-fiance is in her town and is asking her for a favor, basically. It's crazy how much drama is in this book. There's a lot of like family drama that goes on, and there's just like a lot of secrets. There is miscommunication trope in here too. However, the miscommunication trope is justified because he has a hex on him that prevents him from actually speaking about whatever it is that needs to be said. And so it doesn't make it as like annoying as like other miscommunication tropes where they're just like, well, just tell me you love me. It's like, it's not that simple. There is so much drama that happens in here, and it's so good. It's so juicy. And I think I read this in 3 sittings. And like at one point I just like could not put it down. The last night that I read it, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna read like, you know, up until this point. And then after a while I was like, never mind, I'm just gonna finish it. I need to finish it because I need to figure out what happens. And it was beautiful and I loved it. The ending kind of was a little bit lackluster for me. So like I said, it's a marriage of convenience. So they are betrothed again, and she gets to try on, she goes like wedding dress shopping essentially and tries on a dress, and it's like the way they describe it is so beautiful. And spoiler alert, she doesn't even get to wear the dress in a wedding in this book. So I was kind of disappointed about that. That was like the one thing, that was the only thing that I was disappointed about. But everything else I really enjoyed. I highly recommend because I feel like I don't hear that many people talking about it. And I think it came out this year. I would definitely buy this book and read it again, for sure. And I think it's just a standalone. I don't know if she's planning to write a sequel. I don't think it needs one, honestly. It seems more just like a one-off. But so good. I'm so happy that I like found it and like went ahead and put it on my TBR. I'm still waiting for the library to notify me when my books are in, but I have a feeling that the ones that were readily available are at a different library. So it's probably being sent from one library to my location. The other ones that I'm waiting on, the other witchy books that I'm waiting on are Witch of Wild Things. This one is by Raquel Vasquez Gilliland. Yeah. And then the other one is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. And I've heard so many good things about this one, so I'm really excited to get it. but I'm still like number 13 in line. So I'll get the Witch of Wild Things before I get the X-Hex. I feel like my voice is kind of like, for whatever reason, it's starting to crack. And I haven't even really been talking that much. I'm gonna wash my fabrics so that they're all prepped and ready for tomorrow. I'm planning to do a full day of like just sewing. Thanks for watching today's vlog. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.